Captain America: Brave New World. If there's a project that's been in more trouble than Marvel's Blade reboot, it's this nightmare. Whether it's the disastrous plot leaks or the insane amount of reshoots and delays, Marvel has been struggling with this movie for years. They finished principal photography over a year ago, but test audiences hated the movie so much, they rewrote the crap out of it and reshot it for almost 6 months.
The only power I have is that I believe we can do better.
Now we found out just how much this disaster cost Marvel. It turns out they initially spent $275 million before the reshoot started. That's already an insane amount of money. You could have easily made 3 movies like The Creator with all of that and had cash to spare. It also means they would need to hit about $825 million before breaking even, which in today's cinematic landscape is a pipe dream. Movies that cost a quarter of this amount barely break even these days, so things weren't looking good for knockoff Cap. Then they tested the movie and shocker, people hated it. So back to the drawing board they went, and they delayed the movie to give themselves time to fix it. After about 6 months of reshoots, which people will try and tell you is normal when the average time it takes to film a whole movie is about 3 months, they finally decided to wrap up filming this thing. All of those reshoots added about $100 million to the budget, meaning the total cost for this movie is anywhere from $375 to $400 million goddamn dollars.
Is this a joke? Is this a joke?
Where do you even start with something that ridiculous? $100 million worth of reshoots? Are you kidding me? The article's source practically says they filmed a brand new movie, and they're not exaggerating. Bad Boys for Life cost $100 million to film. That means they could have made an entire Bad Boys movie with the money that these Disney Marvel idiots spent just on reshoots for knockoff Captain America. I want you to really let that sink in for a second, because it blows my mind that some people don't understand how unbelievable that is. The funniest part is there's a genuine chance that Bad Boys Ride or Die ends up making more money than Dollar Tree Captain America. It only had to make up for a $100 million budget and is doing a decent job, but this movie, given its budget is close to $400 million, it has to soar past $1 billion to even think about breaking even. $1.2 billion, which barely 1 or 2 movies hit per year these days, would be breaking even for this crap. This is how delusional these idiots at Marvel are. They just set themselves up for failure, and instead of Batgirling this thing, they're gonna market the hell out of it, adding more onto its bloated budget.
Full budget functional idiots.
This is a movie that should have cost Marvel less than $100 million. It's Walmart Captain America's first outing. They should have kept things simple and made a basic action movie to see if people will even show up to see this idiot impersonate Captain America. But no, they decided to spend almost $400 million. The funniest part was hearing Anthony Mackie talk about how he actually thinks this is a down-to-earth simple espionage story. If that's what he calls a simple movie, then he needs to book a long vacation at Arkham Asylum. To put this into perspective, Avengers Endgame spent less money than this movie. The biggest Avengers movie of all time that had been built up for over 10 years and had pretty much every MCU character in it spent less money than a knockoff Captain America movie. This is where we're at with Marvel now. They are making it impossible for their movies to do well because they keep spending Avengers level money on movies that audiences don't give a singular damn about.
Whatever you're selling, I ain't buying, okay?
The problem now is they practically guarantee this movie is gonna fail. $800 million is a failure for this movie. $1 billion is barely breaking even. They have absolutely screwed themselves over and have nobody to blame but the dunces they see when they look in the mirror. $400 million on a movie where Falcon runs around disgracing Captain America's legacy is just pathetic, and the fact that anybody over at Marvel would greenlight spending this much money on it proves how royally screwed they really are.